And when you make that transition from being a teacher into being an assistant principal, there's no PD really that tells you how to do that. You just are expected to all of a sudden know 1,000 things that you never really considered as a teacher.
There's not a secret class out there that everybody else has been to and that I haven't, but that we're all learning together and we're all growing together. With the team structure that Moving Up facilitated for us, we were able just to start sharing those experiences and offering each other support and feedback, and that's been really great for me.
For a new principal just stepping in, this program has built confidence and has helped me take this huge job that is like a flood, like drinking from a fire hydrant, to narrowing it down and saying, okay, I know I see all of this, but this is where my focus has got to be. This is where I'll make the biggest impact. And this program has helped me do that.
One thing that this program really does is bring you together with all of these other people that are experiencing the very same thing as you. They're making the transition with you. It's that real-time coaching that you get from your coach that comes to your school, your team of people, your 10 principals that you get to really know really well, and getting to really work through the really big challenges of leadership.
The activities in the sessions are very relevant to what we deal with on a daily basis, and the coaches, the trainers, the speakers, they give me excellent strategies that I can go back and I can implement within my school right away.
This has been very useful of being able to tie everything that you hear and talk about together as far as feedback, teacher evaluations, student learning, student capable learning.
You will learn new things if you are in a school that you're utilizing best practices. It's affirming and it's rewarding to see that some of the things you have in place are working.
My why leads everything that we're doing here, right? Your why needs to be behind every decision that we make, and you need to be able to defend it. You can defend it with why we're in this position. We're in this position for kids. Things I picked up on were the feedback, the article that talked about coaching versus evaluating. I thought that was huge, and being able to have that mindset of all of the time we spend in those classrooms is for coaching and being the instructional leader and not just the person that comes in and puts a grade on their paper. And I put pivot on here because sometimes you got to change it up. You got to look in another direction and find what works, but you're not running, you're just pivoting.
When I started the Moving Up cohort, I wasn't sure what to expect. I had been feeling insecure about my new role as the head principal. This is just my first year, and I knew it was important for me to build a network of school leaders that could help support me in this process, and also to continue my professional growth as an educator. Being part of the Moving Up cohort has helped to restore my confidence by providing me with tools that I can use to help build collective efficacy in my building, and by extending the understanding I had of collaborative leadership.
A supervisor can give support, an evaluator can give support, but there's a different kind of support that comes from someone who's there in a different role, really. My role was to be that nurturer, that guidance, that listener, to be that clarifier, to be that reflector, all those things.
The biggest benefits is the professional network. So it's not just the assistant principals or principals that are in your district, but it's the professional network across the state. So you can hear how everything is going in our state and get some different ideas based on if a rural district versus an urban district versus a suburban district.
I think the most valuable thing about the Moving Up cohort is being able to build relationships with our team and in the entire group. And then when we're having questions back in our buildings that we don't have answers for, or we're not sure where to go, we've got those resources to lean back and fall back on through social media. My team, we set up a group me for our team so we could even be in closer contact. And I think having those additional resources, because in our positions, essentially at the top of the building, you really don't have anybody to fall back on. So you need people outside your building with different perspectives that can help guide you to decisions you make every day in your building.
Being part of the Moving Up 3 cohort has proven to be very relevant as to what administrators have to go through. It's been great to be able to collaborate with my peers from around the state to get an idea of what they're going through to help me learn how to deal with what I have going on.
Team time has been really important through this process. When we are here in Norman together and also on our Zoom calls, we are actually able to have our own sort of professional learning community, and we're bringing different things to that learning community because we're all coming from different types of schools, sizes of schools, walks of life. So we're able to really encourage one another, but also learn from one another.
Change is difficult for everyone. But change that leads to new successes and knowledge is worth all the discomfort.
So I'd say one of the biggest takeaways that I've gotten is looking at things through more of an equity lens, and especially when Jenny has been taking us through research and taking us through some journal articles and then some protocols, and always bringing that back to the impact that it has on students, but that equity piece of not just some students, but all students at our schools. And so it's allowed me to go back to my staff, both my leadership team and then the group of teachers that I work with, and use that as a conversation piece, and bring back our conversations and our look at data and the review of student performance to that aspect of what does this mean for all learners at our school.
If you knew you couldn't fail, and I just feel like that's what I'm going to need to remember, that sometimes I am going to make mistakes, but go ahead. And I put the start with why. We talked about being uncomfortable is okay, and the no office day, get out. And I want to remind myself to do that.
I've learned so much through the book studies and sessions. There's been many times working as an assistant principal that I've known what I wanted to accomplish, but I lacked some of the specific ways to achieve that particular goal. And so for me, the session where we focused on joint work was really helpful. And it taught me that I'm not going to go out there and make a big successful school change on my own, but that I'm going to work together with the teachers and build that collective efficacy, and have a far better result than trying to do something on my own. One of my favorite phrases from Moving Up is successful change in a school is done by and with teachers, not to and for them.
The biggest thing I took from this was just the instructional effectiveness and those tricks and strategies to improve instruction. So my goal is to really make all of our school better instructors. So, I want us to be in a growth mindset that we're always looking to get better. And I think the way to get those things is to have the vision, to use the protocols and use the research-based stuff. The teacher influences the big chart we had. I shared that with the staff. I've learned a lot about doing the feedback, the Pygmalion thing. The teachers have the Pygmalion for the kids. Well, I tell the teachers, I have it for you. I have it for myself. We all do that. Always staying positive. To me, that's the whole collective efficacy thing.
I've become a lot more reflective, and I've thought about some things differently. And so the Moving Up cohort has really helped me to clarify what my vision is for school transformation. And I'm better able to articulate to our teachers and to our community why we are making the changes we're making and how we're going to do that.
And I really encourage any young up-and-coming administrator to try their best to find their way into this program. It's very beneficial to me and also my colleagues. Thank you.
It's powerful and empowering.
It's a very safe space.
There's a different kind of support.
It's just been very refreshing.
So my word is collaboration. Growth. Confirming.
Excellence. Team. Enlightening.
Confidence.
Empowering.
Focus.
Trust.
Thankful.
Pygmalion.
Changed. Beliefs.
Sand.
Trust.
Inspire.
Intentionality.
Vision. Friendship.
Reflection.
Support.
Grateful.
Future.